Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Today we are going to do the green RIT dye. According to the instructions, it says 4 ounces of RIT to 3 gallons of hot water. Now when I converted the 3 gallons, it equals 11 liters. So that's basically an ounce for 4 liters. Well, less than 4 liters, because, wait, no, 3 liters. Yeah, 1 ounce for less than 3 liters. So 2 ounce would be about 1.25 liters. So I guess we're going to go with 2 ounces. There's 8 in here. So 1/4, 60 mils. So this is 59 mils, so 1/4 cup. Sorry if this part of the video is loud. The kettle's going in the background. So we're going to do 1/4 cup of the RIT dye to 1 liter of hot water. Now this is the sage green. I did shake it up. So there is a 1/4 cup. It kind of looks purple. I don't know. It's supposed to be sage. Anyway, so if you're only using 2 ounces, this is good for 4 uses because there's 8 ounces in here. So we'll see if this is the right amount. If it is, then we know 4. If it's too much or not enough, we'll know by that. So let me just rinse this, and I'll grab the kettle. So remember, this is a fabric dye, right? So fabric dyes, I guess you could make it could be comparative to oh, it's starting to look a little green now. It could be comparative to food coloring. Just instead of for food, it's for clothing. So this one might be a little more dangerous than the food coloring one. So I'm going to go get my papers. I forgot to pull out the papers. And then I will be back to start this. This is really hot. And I don't want the papers to start falling apart. So I need this to cool down a bit. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I don't know what happened. I started recording and yeah, I don't know what the camera did. I'm trying to use this remote. I keep forgetting to pull it out. So I just don't recognize what the symbols are. But anyways, I did pour the liquid in here. I also pulled out my stencil. Now, I apologize if I'm repeating because I don't know what was on the previous video, on the previous clip. So I did pull out my papers. I got index cards, white envelopes, airmail, white book pages, music sheets, and the printer paper, which I always start with the printer paper because I never know how much I'm going to use. My stencils, I did pull out a bunch of stencils that I am going to be using. But I'm doing this one first because I pulled out a roller and I was thinking maybe the prints would be better once I have a few layers if I go like this, because the openings on the stencil will hold the moisture more. I mean, it'll hold more liquid, whereas the flat part, the plastic part, will be flat. And so I'm thinking maybe that'll help create better prints. So, you know, you get an idea, you give it a try. Don't know if it's going to work or not. And then I have my tray here. So once I have my layers, I can take this and put it on top here. Now I do have another one there. Oh, I didn't pull out the third one, but that's okay. We can start. And then once I put the first one here, I can go get the other one. So you know the procedure. I'm not going to do it all with you, but I will start. And I've got to make sure that, yeah, it's fine. So we'll do the first piece. And this is basically what I do. Ooh, it's like a gray green, a dark gray green. I guess we'll see once we pull it out. Yeah, I guess sage is a gray green. It's just lighter, but the dye has to be darker because it'll only dye light. You know what I mean? So we'll start with a few sheets. I think that's 3. We'll say 4 and 5. Oh, I have 5. If I counted correctly. There we go. And yes, you should be wearing gloves. I'm just not a glove person. I've got my handy dandy paintbrush, which I love because you can go under and then flip. Ooh, that's a nice color. All right, so now this is my first stencil. So then I'll put my first sheet of paper. And you can only let it drip so much, right? Because I have quite a bit to do. Oops, I just broke the paper. I have quite a bit to do. And trying to make it straight. You know what? Whatever. There's a little rip there. All right, and then we're going to do one of the placemats because I like this leaf pattern. Okay, next one. Oh, that's the only hard part is trying to separate the pages. This looks like a real pretty green. Okay, then I'm going to do the hexagon, not the fleur-de-lis. I want to do the hexagon. And then another piece. Just let it drip until it starts like, it's not pouring the water off of it anymore. It's actually dripping it off of it. Then, oh, there's going to be a crinkle. Okay, then I have this 3-1. I don't think oh yeah, I do have 5 sheets in here. There. And then, what else we got? The bricks, no. Ooh, let's do, whoops, I'll call it mandala, but it's actually a tile. It's those 6 tiles. I like that one. And then, what else do we got here? Oh, let's do this one. I'll call it an animal print, a giraffe print. And then we'll do the last sheet. And yeah, I'm thinking don't do more than 5 sheets at a time. And then once you put in the 5 sheets, flip the stack over. Now I am going to continue stacking. I just didn't want my papers in the water too long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more that'll be stenciled. So that'll be 10 that are stenciled. Oops, wrong hand. And then once the 10 are stenciled, the rest will be just plain printer paper, right? Did I bring my towel out? Because I do have a towel that already has paint on it for whenever I'm painting, dyeing, whatever. I have designated hand towels and dishcloths. Oh, no. Oh, the towel's here. Oh, well, that's okay. I'll use one of these dirty ones. Ooh, my hands are gray. I love doing this stuff. It's just, I wish I had more room to do this because I hate hogging up half the kitchen, right? Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over. And then I will continue on. After this, like I said, I'll do some plain paper. And oh yeah, when I get to the plain paper, I'll come back because that is where I'm going to do these. All right, so I shall be back. All right, so I am now doing this roller thing. Now I'm not pressing hard. I'm just pressing enough so that the liquids will go into the crevices, right? That's all my goal is. And we'll see if it does if it does anything. So now with my trusty plastic canvas, I'll put it here and then I will put it over there. So now what I wanted to share with you, 3, 4, another 5 sheets. And so we'll put this in here and then I'll show you. Now, the person I saw do this, she actually put it in water and activated the dye of the crepe streamers. Now, I don't know if I need to do that because these papers are pretty damp. But while that's soaking, because remember, as the liquid gets cooler, it's not as effective in dyeing. The hotter, not hot, but like hotter, like very warm, the liquid, the faster it dyes the paper. So while I'm doing that, I am going to pull these out, find the beginning. Hopefully you can see me. Find the beginning. And I'm going to unravel it to the length of the paper. The 11-inch way. Do you know what I mean? Like the long way. And I'll take a couple of them. And then maybe I'll try the pink. There's also a pink. So we're just separating it and then breaking it the length of the paper. Now, if this doesn't work and you want to do this, then try wetting these papers. Like I said, I'm not wetting them, but she had put them in a measuring cup. Where's the beginning on this one? Holy, they really play hide and seek with you. Huh, I guess I'm just gonna rip it and, oh, there it is. Oh well, I guess I'll rip that off. I can use this when I'm doing my journals. And then again, the length. What I was gonna say is, yeah, she used like a 1-cup measuring cup. And she had made them wet before she did this. So anyways, I got 2 green, 2 pinks, and 2 yellows, okay? And we're just going to try this because I've never done this. So you take a piece of paper. Oh, I need something as a base to lift. So I'll use another plastic canvas. There. All right, so then we're going to lift the paper. And I am going to go with the green because it's on top and my hands are wet. And then I'm just going to go like that. Now you want this to get wet. Where's my water sprayer? Now I don't know if that was necessary. Like I said, I've never done this. She made it wet, and you could see the dye coming out of the paper, like from this streamer. The dye that dyes them, it actually came and the water turned that color. So I was thinking, oh, that looks like a lot of fun. But I'm going to do it this way. You know, we're going to try different ways. See, some parts of the streamer is wet and some parts aren't. So I don't know if they need to be drenched or not. But we'll see at the end what it ends up looking like. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to continue on. I'm going to try not to fuss. And this one I'll put closer to the top. My sprayer. Another piece of paper. Now, I don't know how this is because I do the oven method, right? So I don't know how it's going to turn out. Now, you can even go the other way if you want. So we'll do a page edger, one there and one here. So it'll be on both sides of the page. And then this is my last page. You know what? Because it's the last page, let's put the yellow down the middle too. I know the middle is the binding, but if I end up not using it as pages, do you know what I mean? It'll be used as part of an ephemera card. Because I could cut it down the middle and then cut them this way and have a few ephemera cards if I decide to use it for that. Just trying to make sure I have it all the way to this side. Now I'll take another stencil. There. And we'll do the roly-poly thing. Now I did spray it with water, right? So there's going to be a lot of liquid in this one. Oh yeah, that's an idea. Let's just let it go over. See what happens. That's a good idea. Instead of it dangling. And see what happens. Oh, no, we don't want to bend the paper. Oh, here the paper bended. Oh, shoot. There. All right. Oh, I'm excited about this one. I'm curious how it's gonna turn out. All right, so this one needs to be put over there. And then my other one, oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you about this too. So this will go on here. And now this one's ready to be put on the side. Let me just wipe this because it's soaking wet. So I washed these. I just put it in the sink with some dish soap, and I realized the food coloring is a real potent dye, because when I put it in the water, I had to rinse it in a sink of water about 4 times before the water wasn't as green. It was a real green color. Now, I don't remember what colors we used, the food coloring. We did the basics. Yeah, so there was a lot of blue and green. I guess blue and green were the darkest colors. And anyway, so the water, oh my God, I had to drain it, fill it up, smooshed it, all this, drain it, fill it up, smoosh again. And then finally, when the water wasn't as dark, I added dish soap, swished everything around, let it sit for half an hour. Then I did rinse water, and then I hung it to dry. Now this is green, so it did not get affected, it did not get stained, nothing. It just stayed good old emerald green. This one, look at this. It really got grungy. Now, because it's fraying so much, I wouldn't use this. Like, I'd take a new piece if I'm going to use it again for the dyeing. But imagine this on your journal cover. You know, you could cut cut it a square, like 3 squares, and then you can use fabric glue on the back, the fabric, the Beacon's fabric glue, just to keep it from fraying and to attach it. And you could use this as a background and then put something on top of it. Or if you want, you could stitch the edge. You know what I mean? But this would be so nice on a vintage journal. The carpet runner, well, it still has coffee on it. It still has some of the green. See how green the green is? It's still showing. But it's fine. There's no color. Because after I had it in the rinse water, I took it, like I have a double kitchen sink. So I went to the other side and then I rinsed it to make sure all the color was out. So yeah, the color is out. What's left is staining. Now this, the green blue or whatever, did not stain it. But look how vintage. This was pure white. The coffee and the tea, one of them or all of them, has actually made it a beige doily, which I think is so pretty. This too, I could either keep for further dyeing or I could use it in the journal. Same with this one. The green blue is all gone, but look at the difference between the middle and the edges. The edges are still mostly white. Some edges are more white than others. But the middle has all this beige dye on it, which looks so cool. And the burlap is the same as that fabric material, this one. It did save some of the green. It's still on it. And with this one, it's hard to tell if the green is still there because it was that bluish color. So it's hard to tell. But the burlap did keep the green, but also the burlap side, this side, you can tell there is still staining on it. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but in that corner, you could see there is like either coffee or tea dyeing. It's still, you know, it did take it. So now this would be nice even as a journal cover, if you want the green side, the brown side, you know what I mean? You could use it as a journal cover and then either leave the fraying or cut it off. You know, you could do a stitch, a black stitch. So, you know, fabrics you can use. And this one did not do stenciling very well. I don't remember any of them being from this one. So this I'm not going to use for stenciling anymore. So this is material for a journal cover. The others did work on some better than the others, but they still did work. So I'm not going to be doing it like anymore on this year's dyeing. But yeah. All right. So I guess I will be back. If there's anything while I'm doing this, I'll come back and do a little clip. If not, I'll see you at the end for the results. Okay, something I wanted to share with you guys is when you put your papers down, remember to stagger it, because then like little pieces sticking out, you know you can grab that and lift. Or like in this case, I can pick up the whole thing and then just bend it. And do you know what I mean? Like even here, I know, see, the back pages I pull down, and that means I can lift this one. So make sure you stagger them. And if you have these wrinkles, don't worry about it. It'll just take, like, it'll run off. So this might be lighter. You know what I mean? Like folds. So yeah, just pile them up, but stagger them. I'm just doing the little stuff right now. Now the water is pretty cold, so I'm actually tempted to add hot water to this. This one got pretty light. We'll see at the end, but I might just leave it because it's just a tint. It's not as dark, right? Also, the way you overlap them, like some of these, see, this one's already left an imprint from the other card. They leave imprints. So now I may turn it around and then do it again like this. You know what I mean? It's like to move them around. And then just let it sit for a bit again. Because wherever it touches, it won't take as much dye as when it's exposed. So these are just a bunch of little tidbits. Right now I'm just drying paper. So hopefully in an hour or two, a couple hours, I'll be able to come back and do the wrap up. I hope you're enjoying this. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the wrap up. There, it's easier than adjusting the camera. I just got to move my desk from now on. That's one way of getting it focused. Camera's right above me there. And it's just so hard when you're standing up trying to set it up. But anyway, so I'm going to do the wrap up. And there's a couple of things I'd like to talk about. One is an oops I did. And two, I don't like these remotes. Like I have another one here too for iOS and Android. But all they do is stop and start the videos. Hey, anybody in the electronic world out there that knows of or is willing to create a remote for those of us who are using our phones to record, and like this stops and starts and that's it. There is a plus and a minus, but that's for music. So you can skip to the next song or go back a song. it doesn't work for recording on your phone. And I so need a pause button. You know, it's like, or my phone shuts down because it's inactive for a certain amount of time. And yes, you can go in your settings and say never shut down. But like to have on a remote where you can start your phone, you can start the video, you can stop the video, you can pause the video, like a remote control that you have for your TV, to have one for your phone. Now, I may have found one on Amazon. I don't know. I'm going to order it. It's not that expensive. It's under $20 or thereabouts. I don't remember. But I know it wasn't like outrageous price. And it was a decent price. And it seems to have the stop and start. And I don't mean all on one button. It actually has 4 buttons and then a 5th one down below. Now it does say it's for music too, but it says it does it for video also. So I'm going to give it a try, cross my fingers, and you know what I mean? That's all I can do is hope. But if anybody knows of a device out there, let me know. Okay. The oops we'll do at the end because it's related to this. Rit fabric dye, sage green. That's the sage we did. I also have scarlet, but I did not do it. I am not going to do it. There are other ways of dyeing your paper. And so, you know, where you could just do a few at a time, not bulk make them. This is more for mass making of dyeing. So, yeah, I forgot to check if they expire. There's a stock number. Hey, they didn't put paper on here. It dyes paper too. Maybe it's under this. I don't know. I don't know. Do these things expire? You would think it did. Oh, it has someone else's sticker underneath. Can I get that one off? Because I see a stamp of some sort. Product of Bridgeview, Illinois. Hey, my American viewers, you can get this in Bridgeview, Illinois. It says Nelcom products. I can't see it. Print is so tiny on this thing. But anyways, no, it's not an expiry date. Anyways, oh, this one's from Mexico because it's English and Mexican, not English and French. So yeah, it would be American then. But anyways, you know, my bird brain. Yeah, so I did this one. Now it's saying sage green. No. I say blue-gray. I don't see no green in this. It's blue-gray. But anyways, because it's paper, right? It's not fabric. Oh, I didn't do fabric this time. Oh, well. So, my results. And I like it. It turned out nice. It's not like any of the blues I have or, you know, any of the dyes that I've already done. This is more of a gray, like a vintage. And the food coloring was bright. And then the coffee and tea, well, those were all different shades of brown. So I don't have any of this color. So I'm really happy with it. And you see what I mean by when you overlap it. And then if you remember on video, I had moved it. I showed you like some of this. And then I moved it around. And then, so this is what happens. You get all different. Oh, that one doesn't show as much. Yeah, see here, this one. You get all these different markings, and it's so nice. And on the front, I've got some lines. I don't know why I have those lines. You have some of the markings on the front too. See? Oh, by the way, we're in my office because I'm so, fed up of the lighting out there. You can see so much better here because my desk is here. The camera's there. And then right above the camera is the light, slightly to the left. So, yes, there's some shadowing, but see, when I go over here, there's a shadow because the light can't pass through the camera, the phone. But if I go over here, it's clear. And it's a warm white, I believe. Anyways, whatever. I just don't like it out there. But anyway, so then these turned out, see, they just look more blue. Doesn't that look more blue? It doesn't look greenish. Well, maybe on camera. I don't know. I haven't seen the video yet, but yeah. And there's some discoloring on those too. See? There's some parts that are, yeah. And that has to do with, like this looks like I had one of these flaps over top of it. And so it left that kind of mark. Like, that's fun. And then here, see here you can see a lot of different colors. You got the light blue-green, or blue-gray. You have the medium blue-gray. And then there's some coloring here of some darker blue-gray, like right here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Here too, you got multiple tones. All right, and for the book pages, very nice. Some darker than others. But yeah, they turned out really nice. And the one with the photo, imagine now cutting that out and putting it on an ephemera card or putting it on a book cover or something. Because now the paper is not pure white. It's this bluey color, blue-gray. And because of the gray in it, it looks more vintage. Okay, so now the full sheets, I'll move up a little bit. So it has some white dots, if you can see that. It has speckles. And I guess that's just the way the dye took. Oh, wait. Was this a stencil page? Huh. I think some of these are maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Well, I should probably do the music sheets first. Yeah, I don't know if this is a stencil because it looks like there and here. Okay, let's do these music pages first. And then we'll go into that. I don't know. The music pages ended up very light. They're not like the rest. They're very light. Now, I don't know if it's because it's a photocopy of a music sheet. I don't know. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. When I did the coloring, when you first start, those pages will be darker. And then as you use it, it gets lighter. And that is not only temperature, because it starts cooling down. So it's less effective on the paper. So if you want light colors, use a warm to cool water. If you want it a deep color, use closer to the hot side. Because these were done way after, like I had done the stenciling and all that, And I was about to do these, and then I realized, oh wait, I didn't do the music papers. So I did the music papers, then I went into doing all these. So the water was already cold at that point. All right, so this is not, oh, this is stenciling. Did I put all the stenciling ones on top? No. Oh, you can see a few little brown spots. That's from the rack from the oven. It must have had some burnt on grease or food or something. They're just tiny, tiny little specks. No big deal. But this is why I have to clean everything before I start and then clean everything again after I'm done. Because it's being used for food and I don't want these chemicals. I don't know what these dyes are made of. I don't want them in my food or on my baking pan and then gets transferred to my food. So I wash everything before so I don't get these kind of marks, because no matter how much you clean, there's always more dirt. And they don't go in the dishwasher. And anyway, so yeah, I've got a few. Mind you, it could be rust too. I don't know. It's not bumpy, so it's not any food or anything, which I knew that because I had cleaned it. But it could be just rust or grease or I don't know. I cleaned it. Oh, and on this one, you can see a bit of texture here from the stenciling. And there's a bit here too. There and then over here. So that must have been one of the vinyl leaf stencils. And then this one, just white speckles. So this one I don't think was stenciled. Well, mind you, there are lines on here. And there. It could be it's in the paper too, right? Some paper companies have like in the paper, like not a stamp or anything, just the way the paper is made. And I thought this was pretty cool. Guess what that's from? You got it. The baking pan. Because you know how it's like this, my pan? Because it's made for roasting meat. And you want the grease to go down. And so these parts are elevated so that the meat sits higher and it's not sitting in the grease. That way you don't really need a rack in the pan. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then there's a dark line there too. But yeah, so that's another one. And then that one again, those lines. So must have been like that on it. So it went here, you could see it, and here it's more faint. And then there's specks on that one. And there's the pattern. Like this one worked well with the pattern, I think. Okay, this is a, oh, here. Look at that one. Isn't that nice? Okay, now the rest of them are very faint. They're there, but they're faint. Here you can see it best on this side and down here. The rest of the paper, not so much. Oh, and on the back too, on that side. Yeah, this one. I like that it has ridges in it. But yeah, the stenciling didn't go through as well. Yeah, I think it's the circles. The bigger circles that go to the smaller circles. I think that's all that came through on that one. I don't know what this one is. It's nice that the texture from the stencil still shows. Even though I ironed it, the texture stayed. Oh, this is the giraffe. The giraffe skin. See, here it's pretty cool. It's light, and then as it gets to the edge, it gets darker. That's pretty cool. But yeah, It's very faint, but there's the giraffe skin pattern. Yeah, I can't make out this one. But there's that definitely from a stencil. So maybe stencils are just better at creating texture. Yeah, this one, I don't know. The color is really nice. Yeah. You can tell there's something there. I just can't make out what it is. Which is cool in itself, right? Oh, this is another one of those vinyl placemats. And this is the plastic canvas. And then there's the vinyl placemat. Oh, this one is the squares and the ovals. You cannot tell on this side other than the texture, but you can actually see it on this side. And then this one, there's something on this side. I have no idea what it is, but there you go. Okay, so now we enter the fun experiment one. You know those streamers we did? I've come to the conclusion they need to be more wet because they did come through. See right there? This is the chevron stencil, and it did go through. That's the yellow. And here's a yellow, and that's what it looks like. Now here and here shows a stripe, but you can't make out what it is. This one is supposed to be the green, and then this one is supposed to be the pink. Now you can see a very faint pink. But because it did not come, like the yellow is fine, but it's a bright color, right? I honestly think I needed to make it more wet. So when we do, the next videos are going to be the acrylics. And so when we do the acrylics, I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to douse it in a cup, like in a cup with water in it, and then I'll put it down. I think it just needed to be more wet. I'm also, with the stencils, somehow I'm going to find a way to have more surfaces, and I'm going to just do the paper and a stencil on top. I'm not going to layer it because they're not coming out as well. When we were in the house and I had more surface space, I was able to spread some out, and I had a lot better result. Here too, the yellow. Now this one, the pink is right here, but you can't see it. See, the yellow shows. And here the yellow, it's from when I wrapped it. It went on the edge of some pages. But the pink is so faint. Here too, the pink. Here's the yellow. There's the yellow. And then there's nothing on this side. Yeah, this is plastic canvas. So overall, I'm really happy with it. I like the blue-gray. Sage green would have been nice too. And either color will make it look vintage, right? So I am happy with it. I think it was a good one. So now for the oopsie I did. You know how I put the stencils in the toaster oven? Well, that was fine. I believe that was fine. But then, because I was doing my laundry, I was doing this project, and I was trying to find the streamer videos on YouTube. Then my internet went down. There was just so much going on that I just was looking for the end to come, the end of the day, where laundry's finished, projects done, videos done. Like, I just wanted to get to the end. And I decided to try another experiment. And you know how my stencils and paper and stencils, and I had it like that in the oven. Well, it wasn't going fast enough for me. So I took it to my ironing board and I ironed it. But I was very quick about it. You know, like just 1, 2, 3, done. 1, 2, 3, done. You know, like that kind of thing. Like I did not, like I do with paper, just go, you know, side to side, up and down, go down, you know, like I didn't do that. I just did like really quick. And if you look at my stencils, they're perfectly fine, right? See, all of these are my stencils. There's a whole stack of them, and they're all fine. No accidents, no boo-boos. Well, I guess some... Oh, and the vinyl even was fine. The vinyl, one of them, I don't know which one of these two were in between the papers, and it came out hot. But I'm just thinking the vinyl takes the heat better than plastic. But no warping. Like, look at my vinyl. They're fine, right? Well, one of my stencils did warp. And I was kind of sad because guess which one it was? This side was warped too, but I went real quick with the iron, of course with parchment paper. I went real quick and it straightened it out. And I'm like, oh, maybe I can do it on the other side too. It must have been still really hot. And then putting the iron made it even hotter. And it completely curled. Like, it is hard now. There's no way of unrolling it. So, don't put your stencils under an iron. No matter how quick or 2 seconds you're going to be about it. Don't do it. And even with the other stencils, I was taking a chance. I knew I was taking a chance. Some are a lot thicker than others. You know, you can get these mylar sheets that are different mil thickness. And yeah, like this one, you can tell is thicker than this one or this one, right? So this might be just the plastic has different components in it, and it just couldn't take it. But I'm not gonna cry about it, because I have a bunch of little stencils that have these kind of things in it, and there's a whole bunch of them. So silly me. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better. But take it as a lesson. Don't do what I do. And don't take a chance with plastic and the heat. Now, my toaster oven, when I put the plastic in with the papers, it's set at 150 degrees. So it does not, like, I've done it twice now at 150 degrees with the door slightly propped open, and it just increases the heat so the paper dries quicker. But the plastics, like, none of them, not even this one in the toaster oven, melt. Well, I don't think it did. See, I don't know, because I don't know, this could have started in the toaster oven, and then when I ironed, it made it worse. I don't know. But 150 degrees, like, I'm sure I had put this in before. I think this is strictly from the iron. because I do have it on a pretty high setting. So never ever iron. You want to put it in the oven 150 degrees. Remember, mine doesn't do anything under 150. Remember, I tried 140 and 130, and I don't think the 140 even worked. I think my lowest the toaster oven goes is 150. So 150 degrees is, I outdid this. I'm sure a lot hotter does that. Because like I bump my fingers sometimes on the element on the top when I go for that top tray. Sometimes I'll bang it right on the element and it burns, but it doesn't leave any mark, no bubbling, no nothing. If it was higher than that, like 300 or 275, it would have burnt my skin, even that second. So 150. I don't know how many times I've dinged my finger on it, or you know, like here. Yeah, I scratched myself today. I don't know how, but anyways, yeah. So 150 is not, you know, and you can always get a toaster oven like this one. It was like, I think Scott paid 200, just under 200. But I actually saw it for 142. It was on my wish list on my account, and it was $142. So they're not that expensive. 150 bucks, maybe 160, and you could get a toaster oven for your craft room, and at 150 degrees, it's not going to melt the plastic if you have that big of a space and you're able to do it. But then again, you probably have a proper oven where you can prop it open and you can get more done using a standard oven. Right? Anyways, I'm blab. I'm yapping again. So, that's everything for today. My next video will be with the acrylic paints. I don't know if I'm going to do, like, there's 3 colors, orange, purple, and black. I don't know if I'm going to do all 3 colors on one video, or if I'll do like 3 videos and they'll just be shorter. I don't know. And I'm going to try and finish it before the weekend, because Thursday we have an event. But next week I forgot all about, because I don't see it in my face on the counter out there in the kitchen. I see these bottles, I see the other bottles. I don't see it in my face, and I forgot. There's still the eco dyeing we got to do. Tonight I gutted the avocados and cleaned the skins and the pits. Tomorrow I'm going to have to see if I have any more onion skins in my onion bin. There's turmeric, there's red cabbage. I got to check my red cabbage, because I bought the avocados and the red cabbage, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So they're starting to rot in the fridge. I've got to check them. So I did the avocados today because they were really soft, like really soft. So I can't eat the meat from it, like the actual avocado part that you eat. I couldn't turn it into anything because it was like really mush. And I'm not that crazy about avocados, so it's fine. But I did clean and cut up the skins and the pit. And I didn't check the red cabbage, though. So I'm going to check the red cabbage. But anyways, acrylic is next. And then next week we're doing the eco as much as I can. I have the supplies for and time. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about these. I think they turned out really nice. Like, I guess without my glasses and looking at the side, it does look like a sage green. Like, even these spots look like a sage green. But this looks like a blue-gray. Take it as you will. I don't know. So, remember to like, comment down below, subscribe, and do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. All right, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.